If you're listening to this, you are disassociating.
Come with us. There's a lot going on in the world.
So that means you need to turn off your brain because a lot of messed up stuff is happening right now.
Yes, and you still need to stop by the grocery store.
Wait, oh my god, did you just fart?
Well, at least your backyard kitty cat is relaxed.
Get in
here!
My name is Curly.
And I'm Maya.
And welcome to the Super Secret Bestie Club podcast.
A super secret club where we talk about super secret things.
Yeah, like secrets that are super.
That's what it is.
In each episode, we'll talk about love, friendship, heartbreaks, men, and of course, our favorite secrets. Get in here!
Welcome to another episode of the Super Secret Bestie Club podcast. Curly, how's it going? How are you?
Oh my god, so much going on. Also, sidebar though, don't you just hate when you have so much going on and then you're like, fuck, and I still gotta go to the grocery store, or like, and I still have to get gas. Like when you have so many different things going on and then you realize that like the one adult thing that you forgot to do, you just are like, I didn't get the dog food.
Oh.
I didn't get the cat food. I
You have a cat?
completely forgot. No, I was just thinking.
About getting a cat?
Yeah, because whenever I forget dog food, I have to get really creative. I'm like, okay, what human food do I have in the fridge that he can eat tonight?
You can like, what, chicken and...
Yeah.
I have a dog.
Carrots.
Carrots?
My spirit's good. Spirit's kind of wild right now. You know, I think we'll get into it more, but I just got out of a 4-5 day sick hole. I've just been very sick for a week. How are you? How's your spirit?
I'm good. I'm still at my parents' house. I've been here for, I don't even know how long. One of my other cousins is visiting his parents, and I went over to his house the other day, and I was like, how long have you been here? He's like, I don't know. I'm like, me either. Whenever you go back home, if you live in another state and you come back home to your home state and you stay with your parents, it's a vortex. So I'm in a vortex right now, but you know what? There's meals, and my mom makes me coffee, and she makes good coffee. So I really feel like I'm in a healing. It's what's happening right now. It's currently January 22nd. It's a Wednesday, so we're a couple days after the inauguration and all of that dumbass bullshit. And this is a perfect place to kind of receive all that information because I'm with my family and I feel safe. So it's just... Yeah,
it's definitely really intense.
It's intense. And so that's why this episode, honestly, it was a little, for me, I feel like it was a little difficult brainstorming ideas for this week because, you know, the fires, the TikTok ban, the, you know, inauguration, and then all of the executive orders that have followed that have been completely just devastating. You know, we're just all in an influx, and you guys are listening to this a week later. So if you can recall last week, that's where we're at right now. And so we're spiraling.
Yeah. Shanti and I had a good laugh because Chantal Houston, who's been a guest on the show, we had a good laugh because I got really sick where I was asleep for the TikTok ban. And then I was asleep for the TikTok comeback. Right. So I really just never...
Honestly, like, I mean, since you're already sick, like, my mom and I were like, it was like, what time was it, Mom? Like 8:45. And I was like, looking at my phone and I go, man, we only have like 20 or so minutes of TikTok right now. And then it would not load. And then it popped up with that message that said that it was, you know, down. And we were like, what the fuck? And listen, like, I know there's a lot of people who are like, good or whatever. Like, a lot of people are going to miss it, of course, but I'm like, it's my business and it's my mom's business. So it's like, but, you know, other than that, it's like also just something that has kept us informed in a lot of ways from the people, by the people. And it was it's still scary of the censorship, and I don't think TikTok will ever be the same. So,
yeah, why are people saying that, by the way? I've heard a lot of people being like, it's already changed, but I'm like, I don't know how it's changed.
I've seen that they have erased certain things about Trump. I think if you search up like January 6th or like certain other things and there's also other videos, and I experienced this too, where there's a new, like when you upload a video on TikTok, and it's been popping up for some people that it gets like held in review, that they're being reviewed.
Oh yeah,
more.
I saw that too. Yeah. I had that. Yeah,
and just the whole scariness of the owner or CEO of the company being like, thanks, President Trump. And I just want to be very clear, like, we're a pro fuck Trump, very much fuck you guys podcast. Like, if you haven't heard that by now, like, that is where I stand, and just want to make that clear. Like, I am completely against it, and it's just all the information that we're getting, I'm like, when is it gonna stop?
It's just so wild. I know it's so much information. I literally was talking on the phone with another good friend of mine, and she was also just like, it's really hard. It's really weird because in a lot of ways you want to stay informed and you want to stay online and you want to know what's up. And it absolutely is such a privilege to be able to say, like, my life is actually so good in my little pocket that I can just turn my phone off. I can delete my apps, and I can not watch the news and not be affected. Like, that's such a big privilege, and I understand that. And so originally this episode was going to be about, like, finding ways to balance of how to stay informed and how to do all those things. But, we wanted to just be like, find what works for you. Find, whatever. If you want to be on there and active, be on there and active. If you want to be half and half, be half and half. I will say I am part of the whole thing is if that you are in a space to turn your phone off and take a break. I'm like, you little privileged, but this episode's going to be just kind of things that in times in the past week where I've just been rotting in bed, literally rotting. These are just some topics that, Maya and I were like, let's just talk about it. Listen to our episode today. It's still current events. It's still things that are happening. But, join in the combo with us for the next 30 to 40 minutes. Come with us and
get lost in the sauce.
Come with me and you'll be in a world of disassociation.
Oh, I love that. TikTok, first thing I was telling people, I have two friends that were going to parties and they were like, I don't know what to talk about at these parties. And I'm like, literally, you can talk about three things: the TikTok ban, the inauguration, or the fires. And then go to the bathroom, check your makeup, and get out of there. Like, that's just the easiest thing right now to talk about, if you're in LA at least. But I will say, aside from TikTok, I'm back on the dating apps.
How long were you gone for?
I would say I was gone for like a good 6-7 months, maybe 6 months, I would say, which is not that long, but it was like I just had deleted them. Yeah, for me, it's a long time because I've been on them for so long, and I was like a serial dater outside of my relationships. And so I wasn't on them. I was realizing that I was just upsetting a lot of people who wanted more from me, and I just wasn't capable of giving them that. Like, I just wasn't. Somebody said to me that they recognized from talking to me that I was at a crossroads in my life. And I was like, oh yeah, like that's exactly where I'm at. Like, I'm at a space where I'm like, I am at a crossroads, and I'm trying to figure out how do I balance both what I've created and where I'm at as an artist, but also like what are the seeds that I'm planting for the future. So far, it's been a lot of fun being back on there, like just being able to say hi and say hello.
What apps specifically are you on?
I'm only on one, and I'm only on this one because it allows you to block people before you see their profiles.
Which one?
So like you can go Tinder.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of the apps will you have to stumble across their profile before you can block them. And Tinder allows you to block like right away.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to, you literally go in and you go block this person, block this person, block this. So I'm just like blocking left and right.
People that you know?
Yeah, people from my past, absolutely.
You see
I'm
them?
like, no, I don't want them to
I
see.
hate when I come back on and I see people who were on there before and then they message me and they say, welcome back. And I'm like,
Yeah, hell no,
bitch.
block. I'm just like block. Yeah, there's some people that I'm like, damn, why are they still here? Like, you know. But I'm blocking left and right. I don't care. I don't have time. I also feel like I'm coming at this from like a completely different version of myself. Oh, you just had an orb in your. I think, was it me that had the orb or you? Eats it. But like I'm coming at it from a whole different perspective because I'm like, I think before, had you met me like a year ago, a couple of months ago, I was very much that person that's like, I have all my shit together, da 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 da. What are you bringing to the table? And now I'm like, look, yes, I have my shit together in a lot of ways, but I don't know what the future's bringing, and I'm kind of just exploring that part of my life. And I'm excited about it. So if you're okay with being with me at that part of my life too, welcome. If not, bon voyage. That's me cracking a champagne bottle on the back of your caboose.
Ow.
Sorry, I was thinking,
what the fuck?
Like, you know, like giant ships when they go on their maiden voyage, they crack a champagne bottle on the back of it. So that's what I was thinking. Like, get out of here, scram.
Ow.
Anyways. What about you? What has been your like number one?
Oh man.
What's been like a way that you've been disassociating right now?
Edibles. But microdosing edibles. Like I'll take like a little, if there's a 10 edible, I'll take a little tiny bite out of it at like 3 and then I'm good. Or I will take an edible around like 6 and sing karaoke. But the most important thing is like this is like a 3-parter. So edibles combined with sticker journaling. I know junk journaling is very popular and also sticker journaling on TikTok. I got this from my mom. My mom is always up to date with all the trends on TikTok. And especially like sticker journaling. This has just been a more mindful thing for me than mindless. It's a different, it feels like meditation in a way because I got this big journal, right? And then this is the first page that I did.
Oh, beautiful.
That is like about, I don't know. It's kind of about, it's about my career a little bit and love. So like there's stickers of like a girl playing guitar. And then this one is about, I think this is about love also. See?
Oh, cute. Love for your career or love for like
the first one was career
or love.
This is like love for like romantic love. I can go into detail later on another moment. But sticker journaling, I would get into it. There's really cute stickers on Amazon. This book of stickers called The Antiquarian. It has really, really cool stickers and you just put them in a journal and then I use like grabby markers to color. And it doesn't have to be intentional, it just can be like whatever you want, but that's been helping a lot.
Oh, just to your point about journaling, Ginger Spice used to journal her whole life. So when she wrote her books, she went back to her journaling. And Kiki Palmer, just in an interview talking about journaling, she was saying that Brandy, who in the show Moesha was very famously known for journaling, gave Kiki a journal and told her to journal. So she's been journaling for years. So to Maya's point, journal.
Yes, I mean, I feel like I don't know, ever since I broke my hand, I can't write for a long time with my right hand, which is my dominant hand. Story for another day. But I like to do sticker journaling because I feel like the visuals represent how I feel and everything. And then I can go in and write something later, but also karaoke. But I don't use karaoke just to like have fun. I use it to practice. And like you have to practice karaoke, like one karaoke song, because you never know if there's going to be that one time you're going to be around people and they're going to be like, you sing. You know, I'm always ready for that Disney Channel original movie moment where they're like, and the ship's going to go down unless somebody can sing a Selena song. And I'll be like, I guess this is my time to do it. So and I also just want to say, Carrie Underwood crossed off the motherfucking list, girl.
I know you were like, girl, like she had her little sound mishap or whatever. Malfunction, yeah. Also, sidebar, you're bringing up Selena. You just brought up, I have been binge watching everything Selena for like the past week, like old interviews. I rewatched the last scene of the movie on YouTube, sobbed in bed, literally just crying. I was telling my dad, because I was like on his sofa crying when I started last week. And I was like, it's so funny because when I was younger, I looked up to Selena and I idolized her. I used to actually lie and tell people that she was my tia. And for years, people believed me. Because I forgot to be like, just kidding. And so now that I'm actually 10 years older than her when she passed, right? Like over 10 years older than her. I feel now a sense of like protection over her, like more so than I did as a child. I looked up to her, but now as an adult, I feel like who in my life is that age where I would just be absolutely devastated if something were to happen to them. And I have primas that age. I have friends, that we worked with. I actually think about our friend Kimberly Aguilar, who's very young, and, she worked with us.
You just think of these people dying?
Well, Kimberly is somebody that I admire her a lot.
She's like a Selena in her own way.
She's young. She's beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, she is so talented and so ambitious. And, I don't think of her as passing away. So Kimberly, sorry for listening to this. I wasn't thinking about that, but I was just thinking like, I would just be, I'm getting emotional thinking about it. I would just be so crushed to lose somebody like that in my life, because when they're young, when they're that young and they're doing and they have so much ahead of them, you're excited for them. Like, I'm excited to see Kimberly conquer the world and do her thing. And so I think what must that have felt like for somebody to see Selena, Aaliyah, for the family to go, this was somebody who was our baby. And so I've been watching all these interviews, going down rabbit holes of what happened her last day, watching her perform. One of the things that I told my dad is that Selena was yes, she's a pop star, and she was put into icon and legend almost immediately, but we don't really give her rock star cred in the sense that when you think of Aerosmith, or you think of people who bands of that time, like rock stars, right? Where they take off their shirts, their hair gets really big, they're sweaty, and they're singing, and they're giving it their all. We think of Selena being in a cute outfit. We don't think of her as being no, girl, she's a rock star. She took off her shirt so she could go harder, her
she threw her earring really down big. Because the other one,
threw her earring off. Yes, she was
wore
giving
that
it her best. She was giving it her best vocals. There was a thing where they were talking about, I think she hurt herself. She sprained something, and she still went on stage and did the thing. And they found one photo of her in crutches to kind of bring that story a little bit of credit. But even that, where you're just oh my God, that's so cool. We forget that this was a real human. And so I've been just watching everything, admiring how beautiful she was, and really just being even today, if she were to just exist today, I think that she would still be equally as captivating, because we would be who's this girl? She's so funny, and she can sing,
Did you see that there's going to be another documentary movie of her that went to Sundance?
Yes, at Sundance. Yes, yeah. I've been looking all over for trailers. I can't find anything. The only thing I can find is news outlets talking about it.
And I think it's about the band. Like, I think it's called Los Dinos or something.
Oh, I thought it was called Selena y Los Dinos.
Well, maybe. Well, I think they were focusing more on like the band's, uprising or something. But I don't know. She's amazing. And I just always think back to when we got to interview Suzette Quintanilla, and she told us like all of these just little tidbits and facts that we have not heard anywhere else. Like, remember she was talking about how when she would drum, she could see Selena's like lungs move, or like, because her body was so tiny, and she had like, she was so like she was just really using the power of every single, which is like makes her a rock star for sure, because like to use your body as a vessel for music is like, I mean, I don't know.
It's just so crazy because, like, one of the things too, sidebar.
I know this is we're going on we always open up different tabs. This is a different tab open.
Yeah. One of the things that I specifically was looking for in my wormhole of looking at this Selena content was specifically live performances, and to hear her vocal agility and like athleticism, I don't know if that's like the proper word, just in the way that she would have to like push out the vocals for like even just something like Beady Beady Bom Bom, right, where she's like, hey, yeah, and then going into hey, yeah, and then having to just like sing these hard vocals.
My sleep paralysis demon away. Sorry.
There's no way for me to like.
I'll turn my mic off. I'll turn my mic off.
There's really no way for me to like copy those vocals, but just her staying on beat in that way, like,
yeah,
it was just so amazing. And you go like, there's a part of me that's just equally as upset, equally as hurt. I still cry. And I think that here I am again in 2025, a full-grown adult. She passed when I was 8 years old, crying, sobbing to her, and listening to Dreaming of You. It's just so pretty. Like, the synth, it's so perfect. And just being like, I can't wait to meet. I talk to the TV and I'm like, you're my friend. You're my friend. That's it. You're my friend.
So speaking of Selena, also, I don't know if anyone has been keeping up with the Ash Trevino lore, but it's gone.
Not to put them in the same sentence, girl.
No, but she loves Selena. I think Como la Flor is her favorite song. And she like dances like this. She does like the robot dance. I just wanted to keep everybody a little updated about Ashley Trevino. This is one of the things that I will say that when TikTok went down that I actually was excited about was that we wouldn't have to see her anymore.
To Ash.
No, all the shade to Ash.
Well, I don't know her and I don't know her story, so I have like no shade, but I was just like, oh, okay, like where are we gonna?
She's a proud Trump supporter. She's so racist and homophobic. So
oh, really? Absolutely. And homophobic?
Absolutely.
I love how and racist?
Absolutely. So, okay, if you guys don't know about her, she
can't have Selena then.
She loves Selena. She's definitely an Osabuke, which I don't claim her. But yeah, she got famous pretty much for being like an inmate hopper. That's what she calls herself, or she got labeled, and she like brought an inmate home, and like then they were dating and then they stopped. So basically she's been going live, but she keeps saying like such problematic, outlandish stuff. So the recent update is that somebody every single Airbnb she goes to, the address gets leaked and the police pull up on her. And then one time she got her friend Santos, he know it smells well. I got the new. Have you heard that song? I seen his beep. He seen a new.
Oh, because that's how she talks.
She was drunk one night when she was flashing her pepperonis, and she said, "I already seen his beepee, and he's already seen my nunu." She's all drunk. And Santos had said he was 21 or 20, or 20. He had said he was 22. And one night, I think it was Christmas night. Don't ask me why I was watching this Christmas night, but I was. I was sick. Basically, somebody reported to the police that she was serving alcohol to like underage kids or whatever, like minors.
To minors, yeah.
And underage kids. So the police came and she's like, he's 22. He's 22. He shows the officers his license, which he doesn't have a license. He doesn't have an ID. He has a picture of a military ID. And then they ran it through the system. They're like, you actually don't exist. And like, let me run your, I think they ran his like fingerprints or something. He's 19 years old. And it got exposed because he's actually a minor and he has all of these businesses that involve alcohol and like all these things. So none of this would have happened if Ash would have not been live. She was holding the phone like this and she was like, what? He's not 22. He's 19. It is better than reality TV because it's happening in real time. But so she just also went to New York with Heffa, if you know the whole Heffa stuff. Heffa, actually, she's another live creator. She was talking about how much she loves Selena, and she was saying she cries too. And she's like our age. And I'm like, it's a thing. Like, we just, yeah. So basically, Ash is still pulling her tricks. The biggest thing is that she was live and there was a freaking bed bug on her pillow.
Ew. That's so
And that's
gross.
the latest. I mean, there's so much more.
Wow.
I honestly want to do a deep dive on another episode, but like that's the latest as in yesterday.
That's so crazy. K-Bot is in Mexico. Is Ash Trevino something that people are talking about out there?
Or do you know Santos? Santos is in Mexico. Well, he just got back. I doubt it's a little niche, but then I feel like it's not.
We know because of TikTok.
Yeah.
Wow. But oh my God. Yeah, it's so crazy. So weird. I know. And that's another thing too that I often like, you know, with all these platforms that exist, like we are giving people like this this kind of like platform.
Absolutely.
You know?
Why am I watching this girl on Christmas night?
Yeah.
That says more about me.
I mean, it's hard. There's a really cool documentary on Netflix about Jerry Springer, and they were talking about his show and how, like, because of his show, like, it was bad for the public and it was just really bad and people looked down on it. And what's crazy is that, like, nowadays, reality TV and internet culture is just so much more intense than what Jerry Springer was bringing on men who were in love with donkeys, or horses, sorry. So maybe not as crazy, if not equally as crazy, but still very wild. My algorithm right now is, it's so dumb, but I love anything. I do love AI. I don't know what's gonna happen. It might kill us all. But I have been looking up like AI angel like renditions. Like what do angels look like according to AI?
Ooh, I don't want to know.
It's so amazing. It's so cool because, you know, like they always say, like angels they don't look like us, like, with wings.
Like cherubs.
Yeah, they're not that. Yes. And so I went down like this rabbit hole of like, they basically look like spaceships with eyeballs and wings. They look like kind of like these creatures with like eyeballs. It's super cool. Go look it up. It's super amazing just to think about what is it that we're seeing. There are these, there's been like these recent discoveries in space recently. They're called like Dysons, something like Dysons. And basically, there's this theory that these things in space are kind of like cultivating energy, I believe. So they're not like anything like natural. They believe that they are like they are created, like something made them. And the shape of this Dyson, these Dysons, in theory, are they very much look like what people believe these angels look like.
I'm scared to even look it up.
So it's kind of amazing. I don't, I just, it's like, we live in a world where anything is possible. And so I'm like, sure, why not have a thing where we're like, what are we? It does make me go into a rabbit hole of like, how did we get here and what are we?
Which is like on topic for disassociating.
I mean, truly. And then I just think that like the other part of me too is just like, as I'm sitting in bed being sick for 5 days, was just thinking about like, yeah, what are we? Like, what happens to us? Where do we go? And, I've been having, and this goes into like your next thing too, is I have been having insane dreams. Every night for the past week, I have been having dreams where I am talking to a ghost, a spirit, or something in the dream is like dead. Like so like last night I dreamt that I was with Frankie, my pit bull. And it was like normal. And I was like, what is Frankie eating? Like, where's Frankie? Like, it's very like, it was all about me and Frankie, And then I had this dream where I was in my friend Sister Una's home, and Sister Una was like, oh, I'll be back. Like, I need to go do something. And I started talking to this ghost in her house, and this ghost was named Sarah. And she was like, telling me that she didn't like the way Sister Una had moved things around the house. So Sister Una had like changed where the dinner table was, and she wasn't happy about that. So Sister Una came back and she was like, oh, are you talking to Sarah? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh, okay, that's fun. And walked away. But number one, Sister Una passed away. Like, Sister Una is actually dead. So for me to be having a conversation with Sister Una would kind of be like I'm already talking to someone who has passed away. It's also very much Sister Una's humor to be like, sure, you think you're talking to a dead person, but I'm actually the one that's dead. But carry on. Go ahead and keep talking to what you think is dead versus the actual dead person is right next to you. But go ahead. And so I really enjoyed kind of waking up and being like, that's very Sister Una's humor to be like, sure, buddy, keep talking to
sure, Jan.
whatever it is you think you're talking to. Yeah. And I'm over here. I'll be in the kitchen when you're ready to talk to somebody who's actually gone. Talking about these dreams, like, I don't know if it's because of the medication that I'm on or just because I've been more open to wanting to talk to people on the other side or spirits. But you mentioned something that you really liked that also had to do with dreams.
So on Disney Plus, I mean, my mom and I were I was just scrolling on Disney Plus looking for something, and I see like this show called Dream Productions. It is a spinoff from Inside Out. And so you know how Inside Out is like, there's anger, there's joy. It's like all of the representations of her emotions and feelings. So this is actually like a mockumentary show of dream productions, like how the dreams get made in a sort of office, Parks and Rec, Abbott Elementary type of like style. And it's so cute and funny. It's only 4 episodes. My mom and I think that it was like originally a movie because of just the way it's broken up, but it's such cute, fun, happy, warm vibes. If you need that, if you need a giggle, only 4 episodes. I think they're like 30 minutes each, possibly. Disney Plus. It's inspired me so much because I like want to make something like that. Like I feel like this year, as we talk about like disassociating and stuff, Curly and I have had a lot of conversation about like still wanting to manifest trying to manifest, your goals for this year while under this kind of like stressor that we have, which, we're very fortunate to not have like these bigger ones, but like it's still, for us, it's a lot to handle. For me, it's a lot to handle. So seeing this show kind of broke that, I don't know, that for me, and it made me like want to create again. And so I hope that it does that for you guys too. And I hope like listening to our podcast as well helps with relieving any sort of stress. But I really, really recommend that show, Dream Productions on Disney Plus, 4 episodes.
Yeah, Maya sent me her password.
Yeah,
her
I was
email
like,
password, so I can watch it too. I know I need to watch it. I actually need to do and get it in on it. Lastly, before we get into the next segment, we do want to say that, feeling helpless is very normal right now. There's just so many different things going on. There are little things that you can do always, check in with your local community, check in with friends, reach out to people, see how you can help. I had a really good friend of mine who is a Black creative musician, and he was telling me that in the revolution, we all play a part. And so like, there's no one way to be a part of change. And so, you're not alone. You are so loved. There are people, I think we all just want to be seen and heard and respected and given the same amount of opportunity as everybody else right now. So, yeah.
Welcome to the astrology portion of the podcast. Curly has been going pretty viral on Instagram and TikTok for his astrology takes. And I'm like,
I forgot this was about me.
It is. And I just want to know, like, throughout those videos, how many videos have you made, like, throughout the signs?
So it's been kind of really funny because I think I've made like a few now. I accidentally made a video that just did really well, and I was just talking about Virgos, and I was like, let me try this again. And I started to just kind of give my own take on the signs, and I don't watch a lot of astrology stuff. I don't really I honestly, like, this, Maya, like, I'm not really like, I learn a lot from you. Like, I'm very like in my own head, in my own zone. And a lot of the stuff that I learned about Zodiac is basically just me studying my friends. You know what I mean? Like, things that I study about my Aries in my life are very much. So when I made that video about Aries, talking about how, yes, they're seen as the god of war or somebody with a lot of fire and energy, but they're also just softies, and very emotional little babies that I love. And I think that those are things that people don't really talk about. When I talk about Geminis, people are like, they're two-sided. And I'm like, to me, they just have like spiritual ADHD. So I think that I called them like little like bumblebees or fairies in a forest that are just excited and they want to, and they're just, to me, Geminis are so magical.
Yeah, leave them alone.
And I think that, yeah. And so my take on a lot of the signs seems to be pretty fresh and new for a lot of people. And so it's resonating, thankfully, with a lot of people who are excited to hear my take. And sometimes people are like, you're reading me for filth. And I'm like, I'm really not. I'm just, I said Capricorns are a little on the spectrum. It's not a read. It's just
an interpretation.
An interpretation. But you had a question.
Oh yeah, I have a couple questions. So who has been, since we're talking about like reactions, who has been the most upset, like out of the signs you've done so far?
So I've been the hardest on Virgos as a Virgo. I put out a video. The video was mostly talking about Virgo straight men. I did not point that out in this video. I kind of said it was all Virgos, and so I'm getting a lot of comments from Virgos being like, you're leading them down the wrong path. Like, let people fuck around and find out. Like, somebody like threatened to punch me in the face if they ever saw me. People are just getting really upset because I said that get this. I said that Virgos are dweebs, and it's upset a lot of people. I said that a lot of Virgos might look like Stephans, but they're actually Urkels. And so my reasoning for this, number one, it's not, Urkel's amazing. Like, I would love to be friends with Urkel. Like, Urkel created a time machine. Like, Urkel created so many different, or like a transformation machine. Like, I would love to be an Urkel. Like, I didn't mean it in the sense of like he's a joke. I meant it in the sense of like he's a nerd. You know what I mean? And like, so you might meet somebody who's suave and sexy, but Virgos are very nerdy. And that's something that I actually really like about us, is that like, you can talk to a Virgo who thinks that they're the shit, but they will always have one little thing that they will nerd out about, which I think that that's really cute.
It's cute for a little bit and then it gets old.
Who said that?
But people, a hater did. But like, I think that some people take that as a bad thing. So people have been very upset about me about that. But I wrote that piece, or I created that piece for people like you, like, because you would tell me that you were dating Virgo cis het men.
Yes,
and they were like damaging, and Virgo men can be really intense, and Virgo straight men can be really intense and damaging in a lot of ways.
Yes, I feel like I've clocked them a little bit, where they pour into, and the people I've dated who are straight Virgo men, they pour into their passions as a avoidance or distraction tactic, instead of actually giving their partner like the love and attention and care that they need. They will like pour into their hyperfixations and focus on that a lot more, which is fine, you know, but that means you just need a partner that's like doesn't need to be tended to.
I find that Virgo straight men can be very nitpicky in areas that don't require that, or in areas that you're kind of just like, sure, but have you seen what your side of the house looks like? Or like, sure, like open to notes, but like, what about all of this over here? So I wanted to give women specifically, or other people, other femmes dealing with this masculine Virgo energy, the tools to be like, you're just a dweeb.
They are. I mean, I would even take it a little further in my experience. A clown? You're a clown? In the words of, what's his face? It's from Rugrats. Chucky from Rugrats. A clown? He's a clown? They're just losers.
Will say that
not all.
They're not.
Just the ones that I have dated, all losers. Capital
the
L.
Unhealed young ones, for sure.
I'm just kidding. Loser. In the words of Phaedra Parks. Sorry. Go ahead.
I will say that the signs that have surprised me the most, that have just been who have been really supportive and really nice, have been like the air signs so far. I've just done Gemini and Aquarius. They've really shown up. They're very like, oh my God, like, thank you for this. Like, this is so me. And Capricorns, surprisingly, have been they're the only earth sign that
Yesterday
I've covered.
you said Aries. What happened?
That have been very supportive?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Aries have been really supportive too. Capricorns have been very supportive. My water sign ones, though, my Scorpio one didn't do that well as the other ones. And my Pisces one is slowly picking up. But I think that, like, it's doing better on TikTok than it is on IG.
Isn't that kind of funny that they're all responding or reacting, watching in the way that their signs would kind of react and respond?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You're so right. Like, they're being very vocal with what they feel. Pisces has been really interesting because I will say this, with both my Aries and my Pisces videos, a lot of people are like, you're being too nice.
They're like, make
so
us
go
cry.
check it out. Go see if I did right. Yeah, I haven't done Taurus yet. I haven't done Virgo. I haven't done Libra.
Aquarius?
I haven't done I've done Aquarius. I haven't done Cancers yet. And I haven't done Leos yet. So I'm still trying to gather.
We'll circle back.
Because again, I'm not looking at anything when I'm creating these. I'm literally just gathering all the signs in my head. Like, if I may, right off the top of my head, like Aries, I love so much. Like, so much fun. They will absolutely be protective. They are a little controlling of situations. But they are softies. You know, like they just want to be seen and they want to be acknowledged with their emotions. Right?
We're just like love me.
Yes. Geminis, you know, are K-Bot, you're Gemini, right?
Yeah. Gem.
Yeah, like Gem. I love Gemini so much. I think that for me, I have never experienced a situation with a Gemini where it's been a two-faced thing for me. In my experience, Geminis are so magical. Like anytime I've been around a Gemini for a minute, I've been like, what the hell is my life in this very moment? Like the Palmer Gemini straight men. Yeah, see, I think everything leads back to straight men, you know. You know, we all get the banter for it. Yeah, I mean, like you all get like the hate for it for sure. Like, you know, all these other signs. Like I just love Pisces. I'm like, who's mad? Any of my girlfriend Pisces, I'm like, girl, Julissa Prado, Ariel, my friend Sonia,
Claudia,
Claudia, my gay friend Lula. Like they are gorgeous. First of all. Beautiful. I would go to them for any sort of advice that I need. And who's mad at them? Like they're never, so you know, those are things that I think off the top of my head that I'm just like, I'm just thinking about people that I love when I'm making fun of them on these videos. So go check it out and hopefully we'll have some cute merch soon.
Ooh,
so.
oh. And that concludes the astrology portion of the podcast.
Woo! Well, Maya, it's been a difficult time. How do you plead?
It's been, just a +1 and reiterating what Curly said before. It's going to be very rocky these next couple of years. And I think I recently talked to somebody who works at a political organization for Latinos. And we actually were going to have them on the podcast, but it didn't work out. But they told me that we just all need to be very aware that there's going to be a lot of shock and awe over these orders and whatever, this man says, that we just need to kind of not play into the shock factor and be like, okay, what can we do to gather together, to be in community, and to really help those who all of this is going to affect, because we all know someone. And it may be even, you listening. So there are a lot of resources out there, and it's just like, just share that stuff on Instagram, just share it around and get involved. And we'll definitely probably have more of a deep dive episode on everything as we collect our thoughts. We are sending you all so much love and a big, warm, juicy hug with a little tiny consensual booty patting your booty, boop. And yeah, that's kind of how I feel right now. And what about you?
Yeah, I would say that, thank you for going on this ride for this episode with us. There's a lot of people in our community and in my own family who are dealing with fears around deportation, my immigrant status stuff, trans folk that are afraid of things. There's a lot of communities that are very afraid of these things. I want to just remind you all that we have a lot of smart people on our side. We have a lot of people on our side who historically have been here before. They know what to do. We just need to stay informed, see how we can be supportive of these people, look to community leaders, look to people who have been in the trenches, like the Trans Latina Coalition, look to see what different people are doing. What are they saying? How can we be supportive? Just rest assured that you are loved, you are supported. There are bridges between all these communities that are in this together. So, I hope that, and take care of yourself. Get some rest, eat some good food, have the cupcake.
Watch Dream Productions.
Get some sleep.
Watch Dream Productions. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Super Secret Bestie Club podcast. Curly, how can they find you on social media?
You can find me at The Curly B Show on Instagram and TikTok. Maya, where can people find you?
You can find me at Maya in the Moment, Maya in the Moment, everywhere. Any app you're on, even Blue Sky. I'm not on Red Note as of yet. I'm not going to be. I don't know. Anyway, love you. Bye.
Bye.
Make
make sure to hit that subscribe button to hear more episodes every single week. The Super Secret Bestie Club podcast is a production of Sonoro in partnership with iHeartRadio's My Cultura podcast network.
For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.